Rugby, a sport of dedication and passion. Two teams of 15 players wage war for 80 minutes in pursuit of glory. Rugby has a rich history of old traditions, honors, and sportsmanship.
The haka is always treated with the greatest of respect.
Created in 1845 by William Webb Ellis, rugby is a full-contact sport played with an oval-shaped ball. Like American football, the objective is to get the ball to the opposing team's end zone, known as a try zone. Unlike most contact sports, rugby uses minimal padding and protection, with the players holding themselves to a high physical standard. Divided between the heavy-hitting forwards and tactical swift backs, rugby players are known for their incredible endurance, both in stamina and in pain.
This Hickey has got blood streaming from his face. Incredible how he's...
Rugby's popularity has yet to hit America. The U.S. Eagles are certainly an impressive team, due in part to Carlin Isles, reportedly the fastest man in rugby.
They're not going to catch the fastest man in the United States. Down he goes for the try.
Yet powerful Tier 1 teams like the New Zealand All Blacks or the Australian Wallabies have dominated the world of competitive rugby. The All Blacks in particular are known for their incredible records and successes. The Hofstra University Rugby Football Club was started in 1936, making it one of the oldest sports clubs on campus. The club gained fame for their undefeated '86 season, which included crushing the powerhouse West Point Rugby 42-0. Today it lives under captains Antonio Rogers and Jordan Colon. Recently, I was able to sit down and talk with Antonio, a senior physical fitness major, about his love and passion for the sport. So what exactly made you get into rugby?
I think my friends were definitely what made me get into rugby. A couple of years playing soccer with them, the next logical step was to get a little more physical and to start playing rugby.
What position do you play?
I'm the fly half for Hofstra's rugby team. Pretty much like in American football terms, it'd be the quarterback. My job is to get the ball to everyone else and to facilitate things for both teams.
How often do you practice?
Practices are typically 3 times a week with standard practices with the whole team, and then the gym is pretty much like on yourself. You've got to get there.
Who does Hofstra usually play in rugby?
Normally in our fall season we have our competitive season, so we have teams like New Paltz and Fairfield, William Patterson, Malloy. In the spring season we have the Long Island Cup, so we'll move out to teams like Stony Brook and Malloy.
And when you play these teams, where do you typically play?
A lot of the time we're right here on the field here. If not, we'll travel to the different schools and play on their home pitch. Every once in a while we'll go to a recreational park and we'll play in a park.
Nice. Why do you think rugby is big in other countries outside of America?
I think the reason rugby is big outside of America is because America has its own sports, and most other countries were more accepting to bring in sports from other countries while America developed its own. America divides itself by putting these labels between themselves and other countries.
And what would you say the biggest differences or similarities are between rugby and American football?
I think the biggest, most obvious option is no pads. Rugby has no pads. We have an optional mouth guard and an optional helmet. There's no forward passing. There's backwards passing and lateral passing in rugby. There's plenty of kicking. There's no illegal hitting. There's no late hits on the tackle or anything like that. It's pretty much just go.
What are some achievements that Hofstra's gotten with the rugby program?
A couple years ago, we were very, very good, very strong, brutal team that scared the other teams away. We were the official first team here at Hofstra. We played Princeton back in our founding year and beat them 12-5. So our team is definitely the oldest one on campus.
And what are the goals for this year's Hofstra rugby team?
The goals for this year are to help rebuilding the team. A couple bad things happened, so we're trying to work on it and try and improve the players so that we have a better program for the following years.
What's your favorite memory with rugby so far?
Honestly, I would probably say last weekend when I got to stiff arm 3 guys right in the face.
My favorite moment in rugby is definitely playing midnight touch with all the guys on the field.
When Antonio Rogers placed a kick perfectly in the corner of the try zone, and I chased it down and we scored in the alumni game of 2000.
Favorite memory in rugby is when I hit somebody really hard and they can't get up.
My favorite memory here at Hofstra, without a doubt, is just outside of the 22-meter mark on that half of the field. It's where I broke my ribs for the first time and I offloaded the ball to an ex-player that managed to go all the way down the wing and score the winning try.
What do you think makes rugby worth the risk of getting injuries?
The memory, even when you feel an injury on your body years after it happens, and you can relate to the exact hit, the exact moment, the exact position on the field that you were in, then it's all worth it.
Would you consider rugby a brotherhood, and why?
Without a doubt, rugby is a brotherhood. Your job is to protect every single person on the field. If they go down, they get tackled, your job is to clear away every team that comes after them or tries to get the ball from them. Your job is to protect them as much as their job is to protect you. And that feeling of unity and defense is very secure and very satisfying.
What do you think makes rugby such a great sport to play?
I think there's a position for everyone on the field, no matter how big you are, no matter how small you are. If you're tall, you can be a lock. If you're short, you can be a scrum half. So it's ready to accept anyone.
Grab him down! Push him out!
Get that back line,